Oh, I've never heard that before. That's a new thing. Did you hear that? Recording in progress. Did anybody hear that? Anyway, so that's a new thing for Zoom, apparently. Okay, so let's get started with our squats and reaches. So I think today I want you to get a lot of overall movements. So the 3-2-1 format, we did that one time a little while ago. Well, it's been a little while, I think. So 3 strengths, we repeat those. We're going to do just a little extra of the conditioning. So 3-2-1 is 3 strength, repeat, 2 cardio or conditioning, repeat, and 1 core. So if you remember that one, let's go last one here. That was a lot of different movements, and I almost ran out of time because they're big, giant sets. So we'll see how all that works. And also with the 3 strengths, so roughly 30 seconds-ish for each of the movements. So if you think about 3 strength repeating, that's roughly, you have 3 minutes and 2 minutes of cardio, 1 minute of core. Let's go one more each side. And let's go into those side lunges. I want you to alternate the legs. And if you want to get a bit more rotation, you hold it and then you just rotate a little bit. You can also add those arms. It just adds a little extra stretch and that rotation. So if you're not feeling comfortable with that, just stay here or you can reach to the side. Okay, good to see everybody. Now, if you are not staying for the whole class, I am recording. So if I see you, sign off early because it's Wednesday, 1 more each side here. Then I will send it to you if you like. Okay, hamstring scoots. And let's go. All right, so I'm going to keep you moving throughout this class. So always the option to modify if needed, please. And it can be one of the body parts is doing a combination. And if you're doing some high intensity, you can do that lower intensity if you like. 1 more each side. Great work. And 1 more here. And of course, getting that rotation through the spine. So let's do some step rotation. I want you to lift up the heel of that back foot when you're doing this one. That way you're not twisting the knee. And this always feels good to do. Just nice and gentle. I'm going to get you to turn that into a side reach. So as you're moving, just like a little, add the legs as well. It feels good to stretch. And instead of a stationary movement, let's move a little. It's an old school move that always feels good, just to loosen it up through the spine. 1 more each. And good. And let's go lunging with a little bit of rotation. And we are going to get nice and warm. All this joint mobility, getting your body moving. 1 more each. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's do that squat with that reach up. You can start with the elbows bent and stand in between. You can do that open. And so the other day I had woke up with just a bit of a twinge in my low back. I think I was working on it all day yesterday. I think it does feel better, but if I am modifying anything, you can just watch me for that. Okay, that feels good too. Okay, so last bit of the mobility, you can do your arm circles, 1 arm at a time or both together. And I do want you to be nice and warmed up, so we'll do some of that stuff today. Are we elevated to 1 more each side? And notice anything if it feels tight, stiff, you need to draw attention to it. Just be aware. Okay, jog or march, and let's make sure if you're tracking your workout, go ahead and do that. And let's get going. So you can march, you can jog, you know how it is, right? All right. Just keep your body moving. Get your blood flowing a little bit more. And let's take that jump jacks on the spot here. Low jacks if you need. Always the option right here. So the combination moves, so 3 strength. We'll just go with the flow. It's not always going to be one muscle group. Might be some upper body and lower body. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. That side squat up to calf raise. If you are going to be jumping at all, it's really important that you warm up ankles, calves, and if you're not jumping, you can always stay with the calf raise. All right, a little bit of hip opening, but also preparing those lower legs. And great work. One more each side. And last one. And release. Okay, so if you need some water now, grab it. Spend some time if you need to do any more loosening up. Maybe your quadriceps are tight in front of your thighs. Maybe you need to do some more hip circles, etc. And like I said, we're going to get moving today. The conditioning. So a lot of times we do 30, maybe 40 seconds. This one, just a heads up, you don't have to do all of the movements, but we're going to try to stay in the cardio or conditioning for 2 minutes. So heads up for that, okay? So strength first. Let's start off with stationary squats. And normally I get you moving, but we'll start off with these squats right here. So 3 strength movements, basic squat to start. So if you need to modify anything at all, just make sure you do. The idea is that I'm here to guide you through workout, help you get moving, keep you active, right? So sometimes if you have an injury, just being here and doing what you can do is sometimes all you need, right? Let's go. 5, 4, 3. One more time. Like this. Okay, now I want you to pick, you're going to actually alternate your legs. You're going to do an alternating lunge with the bicep curl. So if the lunge doesn't feel right for you, let's just remember you can do the bicep curls alone, or maybe you're doing squats or short stride. Alternate your legs here. So this is, remember, second of third of 3 exercises. Legs, upper body. You're doing that lunge and bicep curl. So please remember, if you need to change that, go ahead. Excellent. I am keeping you moving, so just keep that in mind. You can change it however you need, that's good. If you lose your balance on this, that's good. One more each side. One more time. All right, lots of movement. Okay, watch this, and if you need to modify, please do. Alternating side lunge, shoulder press, side and press. Maybe it's just the shoulder press. Okay, if you have, maybe it's too heavy with 2 weights, you're doing 1 dumbbell. And so just enough to feel a bit of a stretch in the inner thigh. And then, the hips go back, shoulders, chest staying lifted. We don't want to hinge from the hip. Hips are stable. We just sink into that and lift. Okay, now we are going to repeat the squat. And if anybody can do a triple bottom squat, oops, I don't know what that squat was. But anyways, it's a side lunge. Let's do this one and 1 more each side. And 1 more each. And here, I'm just breathing a little bit heavy already. And up here. Okay, good work so far. 1 weight, maybe 2 weights. shake out your legs. We're recovering just for a quick amount of time, and we're back to the squats. Remember, you can hold the weights wherever you like, triple bottom half if you can. And squeeze, okay? So maybe you're doing regular squats again. If you feel all right, triple bottom. Okay, so if you have a knee injury, some deadlifts might feel okay for you. Maybe you sit and stand from a chair. Okay, we want to push the knees out, squeeze, and lift. All right, feels good to move. I know we're a few minutes in now. So even though we haven't done any conditioning, you might feel like you're warmed up. Let's go another 3, 2, one more time here. And excellent. Okay, just enough recovery. Back lunge or that short stride bicep curl. Maybe you're doing bicep curls alone. Okay, so remember, it's your body, your workout. So choose what feels the best for you. All right. Excellent. All right, I rolled up my mat and my cat came over, and then I guess when he knew what we were up to, he's like, I'm out of here today. Maybe he'll join us near the end. Good. Just have to see, he's not hiding anywhere, is he? One more each side. Excellent. Okay, last one here. Okay, this time, so if you did this side lunge with the shoulder press, so I showed you this way. If you like, if you don't like the side lunge, but you like the movement, right? Or low than high, maybe you're doing shoulder press alone. Almost went too far over that side. So you see, as you side step or side lunge, you are making sure you're pushing back to stationary, not too far. You don't want to be rolling over onto your ankle or your side. All right, now, one more each side. And we'll put the weights down for a second. Last one. Okay. Now, remember, this is 2 minutes. Now, we don't always do the 2 minutes of the conditioning. So maybe you're taking it as a recovery time. Maybe you're marching, you're jogging, you're high intensity. 2 movements for 30 seconds each, and then repeat. So we'll keep it simple. So jog or march, starting now for 30 seconds. All right, jog or march. This can be some movement training, just overall movement for you. You know, that's, perfectly good movement, right? If you are looking for higher intensity, pop those knees high and even bring your knees higher in that march, okay? And another 8. When you're ready, we're gonna go into the squat, either squat calf raise or squat jump. In 3, 2, 1, and this for 30 seconds. So remember, if you're not feeling that, you can jog, you can do some squats, you can do some light jump jacks, and we are coming back to the jog in a second. Remember, it's 2 minutes in total. That means you can pace yourself, do lots of options. 3, 2, 1, back to jog. All right, march if you like. So 2 minutes is a good amount of time, right? It's a good threshold when you're doing a higher intensity or an interval type of class. We've been doing 30 seconds, 40 seconds, but it's just that getting to that point, you probably will find you get a little bit more breathless. And maybe you're a cyclist. I don't know, maybe the first 30 seconds of a hill climb, let's go last round, jump squats. Maybe you're approaching a hill and you're good for 30 seconds, but what about the next minute and a half. Can you sustain that intensity? Okay, you may find that you get up to that, 80% of your max heart rate. Maybe not that high. 3, 2, and 1, and release. So get 2 minutes of that. All right, keep your feet moving. Excellent. I know I changed that to a jog, so remember I showed you all the options. Come down to the floor when you're ready. I want you to bring your heart rate down just enough. And a minute of core work. So we're going to do, let's do a whole minute of the dead bugs. Let's keep it simple. We'll just do one movement. So with or without a weight. And you can, we're here for a minute, so you can have lots of variety. Maybe you start with a tap. Maybe you start then with an extension. And then you can even add a crunch, okay? So 1 minute in total of these dead bugs. Ready? Let's go. So you're keeping your back flat. It doesn't matter how fast you're going here. I want you to feel your abdominal muscles, keeping your back nice and flat. As you extend, maybe you start to add a crunch in this, with or without your weight. Maybe you're tapping. So this, when we think of core, we can call this active recovery too. So the heart rate comes down and we focus on core strength. Keep going. 15 seconds. And crunch. And almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, now I want you to just take your time, roll it up, and since we have done that nice big giant set, I want you to take your time getting up. If you brought a weight, bring it with you, and then you can have some water. We'll take the chance to take a breather here. So hopefully that feels all right. So that's one complete giant set done. A new set of exercises. So I'd like you to grab your weights. We're going to focus on some back work here. You're going to have one leg planted. We're not moving on this one. I just want you to stay put on this one. So if this bothers your back or shoulders or anything, you can always do band pull aparts, something like that. And I'll let you choose on this one. It doesn't matter. You can do a mid row, you can do a wide row. It doesn't really matter here. Okay, let's get started. Pick a leg and let's go. So all here, we're not moving on this one. If you like a wider row, still keeping the neck neutral, more mid pull. Some effort in that front leg, the back of the front leg, maybe a bit of front of the front leg, yeah. Okay, your core is tight. We're in that position. We want to make sure that if you're starting to feel strain in your back, you stand up. Reset. Okay. And let's go here. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, stand nice and tall. I want you to do a forward and back lunge on this leg. So again, this can be, if you prefer as like a single leg tipping, maybe that feels better for your knee. Otherwise, your weight is by your side. Front and back, all on the same leg. Let's give that a try. Front and back, all on that same leg. So if you're finding any discomfort, you have an injury, please do something here that feels better, like a deadlift, a single leg deadlift if you need to hold on. That's perfectly good. Take your time as we adjust. Tap in between. Or swing through. Good alignment. Okay, we go one more each side, or front and back again. Last one. And okay, pick just one dumbbell, actually, one dumbbell. And both feet are planted on this one. We're going to do that tricep sledgehammer. So it looks like this. Up and over. Hinging from your elbows. So squat, up, hinge. A little bit of movement here. Nice little bit of shoulder mobility. A little bit, but as you get to the top, it's a hinge from your elbow. Keep your core tight. Sometimes it can be sort of easy to just kind of fling forward. We are in control. Keep going here. We'll be repeating the single leg back row, but it'll be the other leg. 4, 3. One more time. And I'm going to just give yourself enough time to reset here. Okay. If you feel all right and you don't need a lot of recovery time, grab the other weight. The other leg is forward now. And we tip. Make sure your hips are nice and level, core tight. Wide row or the mid row. And let's go. So this could be the mid, maybe you're standing in between, core engaged. Let's feel that squeeze here. Can you do a couple here? Keep that neck neutral, no strain. A little bit, another 3 of these. One more. Okay, nice and tall. The weights are by your side. This leg is now planted. Can you do the forward and the back? The other leg is working now. So if you want to do a single leg tipping, a squat instead. Okay, there's a lot of balance work happening here, so just take your time. Maybe forward lunge, attack, then step back and drop. Okay, once you get the hang of it, swing through, swing through. Remember, going fast. Okay, we want to keep that alignment. Check. Excellent. Have to really think about this. And maybe this is your side that needs a little more focus and support. 2 more. So, and 1 more. We can get a really good workout with our dumbbells at home, can't we? And that is it. All right, 1 weight. I kind of, I think about, somebody said, oh, if I could get weights at home, should I get 10s or 15s? Actually, 10s I think would be maximum. If you only could get 1 set of weights, you can do a lot with a 10-pound set. Even 5, I use my 8s all the time. So, I suppose I could upgrade to 10. But those combination movements and how we, throw the exercises in together, you're probably better off to go with that lighter set and be more versatile, right? You can do the pulses, etc., to help make that more challenging. All right, now let's go 4 more of these. And let's go 1 more time. Excellent. Okay, now here's the thing. We're back to 2 minutes of the conditioning. Think of it as, you know, your high intensity or recovery or movement training. All of that can work perfectly fine. So 2 minutes. We're going to start off. We'll do jump jacks first. And we haven't done a long jump in a little bit of time, like a few classes anyway. So the long jump, let me show you. So jump jacks, you know, long jump is forward, and then we can kind of shuffle back or step. You can do a big box step, hold, big step back too if you don't like the impact. Okay, so let's get started. Jump jacks. Ready, and let's go. So low impact options aren't always there for you. We are here for 2 minutes, so I want you to just remember that. And if you're looking for, you know, that more intensity or that lower intensity, and it's 30 seconds each movement. Okay. So the long jump, I want you to make sure you're set, you're feeling okay, and in 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll show you this way, and let's go. So if you're comfortable with that, or here, 30 seconds, let's go. So if you like the long jump, shuffle back. Maybe it's a little right and back, like a little 1-2 step. All right, so keep going. 3, 2, 1, jump jacks. Let's go. 1 minute down. Okay, your low impact can still be a really excellent movement for you. If you're up for more speed, you want to get into that pretty close to that 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 on that max heart rate or your effort level. 3, 2, 1, your last round, box step or long jump. Okay, if you're not careful here, maybe it bothers your knees, don't jump then, okay? But if you can. And back. And shuffle back, we'll let jog back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, good to challenge your body doing a little bit of those plyometrics. Catch your breath. We're going to take it to a minute plank. Now, this minute of core, it can be, you know, you can start on your forearms, on your toes, you could drop to your knees. All of that can work just fine, okay? If you need a sip of water, which I think I'm going to grab right now, and then I'll take it down. So 1 minute. And feel free to change this however you like. Maybe it's maybe you're good for 45 seconds and then that's your max. So I'm going to start the timer for a minute. Get ready, set, let's go. Neutral neck. Let's get into that position. If you have a good position and your weight is distributed evenly, you can find that your plank's a bit easier. Keep the core engaged. Remember, you can always drop to your knees if needed. That is 30 seconds. Okay, neutral neck. And can't always see everybody, but some common things if you're looking down, right? If you're looking down at your toes, then that means you're probably really rolled. So let's look past the hands. Flatten your back. Knees or toes. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's release. And push it into child's pose. Take your time. And we are doing excellent for timing. So we'll move right into our next set of exercises. Take your time. Come on up. Another sip of water if you need. See what your heart rate's at. Hopefully from that active recovery, it came down a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit more shoulder work on this next set. So I want you to do this one, no legs on this one. We'll just do the shoulder side raise. If that bothers you, maybe the shoulder side raise causes some pain in the shoulder, or if you have any limitations with that one, you know, some band pull aparts to activate those muscles behind the shoulders can work too. So let's try these, just standing tall side raise. Okay, not too high. Look nice and neutral neck, and look nice and tall here. So it's not a reverse flat. We don't want to be hunched forward. So now, if you need to modify, maybe you have a heavier weight and you can do one and then the other. That's fine too. I'm going to focus on shoulders. I'll add a little bit of legs in this mix today. So first movement of 3 side raise. All right, now if you're comfortable with that deadlift with the upright row, that's where we'll go next. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, now be careful with your back on this one. So we're going to tip, and then we're going to stand nice and tall, and we'll do an upright row. So if anybody wants to change this, maybe they find it too easy, I'll get you to alternate. You can do single leg tipping, both feet planted, upright row, single leg tipping, other leg to upright row. Okay, so both feet planted, or you can do 1 and up, 1. Nice and tall on the upright. And excellent. Next exercise, you'll probably want to do a little bit lighter. Of course, depends on the weight you have. I'm going to do another 2 of these. Focus, focus. There we go, last one. And I think I'm going to use my lighter weights on this one. I am going to keep things dynamic for you on this. This is the crouch forward and that shoulder extension where you pull it behind you. Okay, so watch this. Pull it back, in, push back, switch, and pull. Okay. So lean over just enough. I love this movement. This feels really good. Very similar to those reverse flies. Slightly different, but you get the idea. Muscles behind the shoulders. Make sure you're leaning over enough that you can feel that movement. Those weights come behind you. It's not a swinging motion. You place it. Neutral leg. Excellent. This movement just feels good. Good movement to open up through the chest and squeeze the shoulders. Let's go another last one here. Okay, and then big shoulder roll. Okay, so if you are comfortable with your side raises again, let's do that same one there. So if you want to you want to use a lighter weight, or if you can adjust it, let's do it now. So looking straight ahead, not too high, alternating if you need. Feel the shoulders, no tension in the neck, that's really important. That's why we don't want to go too high either. Looking great. Everybody, we'll go another 3. one. Okay, excellent. So with this one, I'm going to give you some other options. So if you like the deadlift or the upright row, that's still the same option. Even if you're alternating legs, if you prefer a nice wide squat, maybe the tipping doesn't feel right for you, wide squat with the upright row. So, you know, this is the wide squat to upright. This is the regular deadlift to upright, and alternating legs. Just some variety. Really feel that balance work if you do single leg. Ooh, a couple more. All right, how about we go last one here now. Okay, so the shoulder extension, the crouch forward shoulder extension, that's still the first option. Second, if you would like to do something a little bit different, you can crouch and do one fly, one pull behind, and then switch. Okay, so if you want to add something, you're staying for a little longer in this position, one fly, one pull back, and switch. Okay, so crouch. Or you stay and do that, just that one pull back. Hopefully that's feeling pretty good. So another one each side. So I'm doing the fly and an extension. I'm going to do that one more time on this leg. Nice. So, and just so you know, I'm using my 3-pound weights for this one. Release. So if you have 5s, that could be even more challenging on that one. But I don't want to use my 8, so that's all I have those options. Okay, so we are in our 2-minute conditioning. So we're going to try this one just to keep you moving a little bit. So if you are comfortable on this, we're going to do the speed run. So we'll do 30 seconds of, out and in speed run or ladder run. Now the second one, the side step, straight jump, side step, straight jump, or side calf raise. Okay, so ladder run or speed run. Let's go. Remember, it's 2 minutes in total, 30 seconds of each. So let's see what we can get up to. If you're feeling like it's a lower impact movement, that's fine too. If you can, let's keep it going. Okay, low impacts, out, in. 10 more seconds. Side step, straight jump coming up. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch your footing. Side, straight, side, calf. Okay, so plant your foot. If that feels all right. Add that little jump. I'm even jumping very high, but I definitely feel some more effort. That's why calf raises are still really effective too. Okay. Not feeling comfortable with that side step, maybe there's too much instability in your knee joint, be aware. All right, speed run or ladder run, let's go. 30 seconds. Now, your core engaged, it can be low impact, out, in. Still working. Balls of the feet. All right, your last round, side step, straight jump, ready, and let's go. 30 seconds to go. That'll get your up to 2 minutes here. Low and high, low, high. Calf raises, good option. And we are moving along nicely. And 3, 2, 1, and done. 2 minutes. Excellent. All right, keep your feet moving. We're going to do some core work. So we're going to come down to the floor, and we're going to do 2 oblique exercises. First one, you lean back with or without a weight. You're going to twist for 30 seconds, and then you're going to do that bicycle crunch or that cross crawl. So come down to the floor, having a seat first, with or without a weight. It's entirely up to you. I didn't bring a weight with me, so I'll just put my hands together, and I'm just going to go side to side. Okay, feet lifted or down. 30 seconds. Hopefully your heart rates come down enough. I can feel like still a little bit breathy. Let's go side to side. Now I'm going to take some deep breaths while I focus on my abdominal muscles and do that active recovery. And going. Now I stay straight ahead when you do this. So you want to feel those oblique muscles. And 10. Ooh, it's a little bit breezy out there today. 3, 2, 1, and go. Come on back. And then these ones, when you feel comfortable, you're extending the leg maybe. Make sure your elbows stay wide. Okay, it's easy to kind of pull the neck, but I want you to peel the shoulder blade up, off the floor. Okay, more oblique muscles than straining the neck. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1, and release. All right, let's relax here for a second. All right, time check for us. Okay, since we're doing core throughout, let's take it. If you need weights, bring them. You might have to crawl and go get them. Otherwise, if you're comfortable doing push-ups, let's do it. I want to do a little bit more of the chest, and it always just seems to flow here when we're on the floor already. So if you want to use your weights, you're going to do chest fly or chest press. If you're doing push-ups, of course, you're just doing a regular push-up. And that's definitely, we'll be doing 2 rounds. So the first round, just a regular push-up. Okay, so moving along. Ready? And push-ups or chest press. Let's go. All right, your elbows point to the back a little bit. Lead with your chest. I'm perfectly happy to be on my knees. I know that if you are comfortable up on your toes, just make sure your alignment is good. Sometimes you may be struggling to keep good form. So remember, lead with your chest. Lead with your chest. Keep going. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Okay, you're right on your front. So if you're doing a push-up, you're in position. If you used your weights, put them to the side. I want you to do some low back extensions. So here, and we're going to add a little extra squeeze of the shoulder blades. So if you can take your thumbs up, take your hands wide. I want you to lift up everything, pull your elbows to the back, pull them down, squeeze your shoulder blades, extend, and then reset. So everything lifts. Pull your elbows in, down and back, out and down. I want you to relax your feet so the work is around the hips, not your calves, and you can try to lift your chest and your thighs up off the floor. That's could be a little bit too much, so just, if you feel strain in your low back, make sure you change it. And up and up and let's go another 2. All right, so this last set of exercises is a little bit different because I want to make sure that we have time and release. Okay, so potentially it's a conditioning move. If you're not feeling it, then I'm going to get you to another type of plank. So if you are comfortable, you can do plank jack. So your hands are down, you're in a high plank. So this can be a little bit more of a conditioning movement where you jump out and in. You have to be careful of your back, of course. Right. We don't want to be dropping the hips. So maybe you're doing a plank tap with like a jumping, okay? I'm gonna get you to do 1 round of those for 30 seconds, starting now. So we're tapping. Maybe you're on your forearms and you're happy to do a plank. Maybe you want to try the tapping. Just keep your hips stable, right? Really important that you're not feeling strained in the back. So if you're dropping your hips down, not a good option at all, okay? So any variation of the plank. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, we're gonna do either the chest press or the push-ups again. So feel free to change it if you need, especially if you did those planks and you need to be off your wrists. Chest press if you prefer. And ready. Let's go. Push. Hands or toes if you're doing push-ups. Lead with your chest. Elbows point to the back a little. Okay, can you feel that working? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time. Okay, now this is a little bit different. You're going to do flutter kick, which works the low back and into the glutes. So right down on your front again. So if this doesn't feel good for you, you can do the pointer, so opposite arm, opposite leg on your hands and knees, or those low back extensions that we did just before. So your forehead is down and your hands are stacked. Try to lift up your thighs and you flutter kick. Relax your feet. Let's try that. You might feel that in your hamstrings. Let's try to focus in the glutes and low back. Try to lift your thighs up off the floor. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Okay, now one last round of the plank. We have some more time for more core, which is excellent, and then some cool down. So plank jack, if you're looking for a bit of that conditioning. Mountain climber could be a good option too. So let's 30 seconds. Let's always do that plank too. Okay. Oops. All right. Now, of course, remember the options are for you. So please feel that you always have the option, right? Kind of ready? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, sit back. We're gonna do a little bit extra core. So let's take it onto the back. And on this one, I want you to try these ones. So you're gonna peel your shoulder blades up off the floor. Hands are by your sides. We crunch up and then we reach towards our heels. So if this bothers your neck, you could maybe support it gently and then reach and then switch hands and reach and reach. You want to keep your shoulder blades up off the floor. That's the idea. So you're in that crunch. You're working those side abdominal muscles. And then reach and reach. Over, over. 2 more each side. 1 more each side. Then last one. Okay. Let's relax here for a sec. All right, pick a side. You're going to roll on your side. We're going to try clams in a side plank position. So your elbows down, both knees are bent. And I keep my one knee down. It's like not possible to do this another way. So you keep your hip forward a little bit and you do these side clams. Okay, let's try that. This is working the side glute. Be careful you don't open up your hip, right? And if you want to make sure, just pull that little side glute. Five, 4, 3, and 1, and release. Really good for hip stability work. Okay. Switch sides. As long as you feel okay with your shoulder, we lift it up. Okay, both knees are stacked, both feet are stacked. Hip forward, and let's go. So I want you to really feel that side glute, this one, but also the bottom one. So any discomfort in the shoulder, then lay right on your side. Let's go another 5, 4, 1, and then let's release. Excellent. Okay, and then onto your back. One last core exercise, and then we're into recovery. So this one, I want you to try full crunches, but if you need to, you're going to do those half crunches where you just peel the shoulder blades up. Okay. Knees are bent. You know, a tiny bit of momentum is okay, but I want you to actually feel your muscles. So this is abdominal work. So if you're not feeling it quite in the right place, then maybe your hip flexors are taking over, or you're, you know, using your back. So let's pull the abs in and full reach up if you can. Two more times. One more. Okay, and then release. Hug the knees in towards your chest. All right. Now we've incorporated the towel or the tubing for any assisted stretching. So if you find that it's effective for you to do the hamstring stretch with that, maybe you would like to grab it. And otherwise, let's go into a hamstring stretch. Lift. Okay, a gentle stretch, not forcing. Flex the foot. That might make it more of an intense stretch, so just be careful with that. And then can you bring it a little bit to the side? This is where the towel might help. And then you might feel that down the side of the leg, maybe down the side of your calf. And then here, that same leg, let's do glute stretch. Cross the leg over. Reach it through gently. And I will get you to switch legs. Hamstring stretch the other leg. Flex the foot for a deeper stretch if you can handle it. Off to the side a little. You can manage. And then glute stretch. Cross it over. Gently pull in. Relax the neck. Heads down. Let that stretch through the glute. Let's roll it up to seated. Then I want you you slowly to get up onto your feet. So try no hands here. I'm just kind of cracked in my legs there, but nothing hurts, but I don't know if you heard that. When you're on your feet, you're gonna just a little bit of rotation. Just carefully with this in your back. And then if you can do your quadriceps stretch here. And I recorded today's class, so if any of you need to do anything else for stretches, make sure that you do. Side reaches, that type of thing. I did record today's class for those who, I guess if you're not here anymore, you left. I'm going to send this class to a few people. Big shoulder roll, hands behind your back. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording now. So of course, anything else you need to stretch. And for those of you who are live here, we can finish. And let's stop the recording.